Hey everybody, and welcome to another Chit Chatty Get Ready with me. I'm gonna sit here with you this morning and put my face on and try out some of these new Fergie products we've all been getting from the Dollar Tree. If you want to see the final result, just stay tuned. Well, hello everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing a lot better. Not sure if you can tell in my breathing or not, and today I think I'm going to start backwards. I've never started a makeup look with my eyes before. I always have started with foundation. But I think today I'm going to go in reverse because we're using some of these new products that we've gotten from Dollar Tree, these Fergie eyeshadows. And I'm not sure how much fallout they're going to have because I have not used them yet. So let's start in the reverse just in case we have some fallout under our eyes that we don't want to mess up that foundation. Hope you guys don't mind that my hair is thrown up and just a mess. I cannot stand you guys watching makeup tutorials or get readies with me when people have their hair hanging all down in their face and these huge earrings that they're constantly flipping and moving. It's a little bit annoying because you can't really see what they're doing. So when I get ready, I throw my hair completely up and get it out of my way because that is how I like to work, totally unhindered. That's just how I like to work. I do not like to be hindered when I'm doing anything. For those of you that were wondering, that is the Itay eye primer that I have shown you guys before. Today I'm going to go in with this palette here from the Fergie Wet n Wild. This is in Paris Runway. It's got all these beautiful purple colors in here. Only thing that I'm a little bit scary about though, you guys, is because every single shade in here is a shimmer. And you all know that that is not always optimal for older eyes because the older we get, our skin starts to sag a little bit. And not only that, but it also can make our pores look a little bit larger, and shimmers are not so good for that. So I also pulled in this palette from the Fergie. This is in, let's see if I can find the color on this one, the Desert Festival. This is the one that has that pretty like burnt orangey sienna in there, as well as these browns, and I think I'm going to try to use one of these more matte colors as the transition shade. Shimmer is okay on your eyes, ladies, if you're older like I am, if you use it right on your lid or even sometimes right under the brow bone, because shimmer is always going to bring those areas forward. So you don't want to bring your crease line forward if it's starting to age and sag a little bit, which I know none of us want to admit happens, right you guys? But sadly it does, and I'm having a little bit of struggle getting this thing open here. Okay, finally got it. That one there has some beautiful matte colors in there in more neutral shades. So we're going to try to combine these two together. Now, because this is just a chit chat get ready with me and not an actual tutorial, I'm probably not going to tell you guys every color and all of that. And just know that everything that I'm putting on is out of this palette. And if it's something that we all end up liking and I can remember how I do it, then maybe we can come back another time and do an actual tutorial and show you guys that. But today I'm just going to try to zip it on and chat with you for a minute while I'm doing that. So as I was trying to tell you guys, I am definitely beginning to feel a lot better. I tell you, I have had a rough go at it the last few weeks. Not even going to pretend that I haven't. But I think finally this round of medication that they've given me is kicking in and starting to do its job. So I probably will have a conversation with them to see if we might need to extend this for 2 weeks instead of just the one. Not real sure what their thoughts are going to be on that, but you know how sometimes it's like you can tell that you're getting a little bit better, but you also know that you're not quite well enough to probably stop the process? That's about where I feel that I am, but you guys can obviously tell that my breathing is much better today and a much less labored, so that's good news. If you're wondering, I am using the Wet n Wild brushes that we all recently found at Dollar Tree as well. It's always nice to know that you can have a nice high glam look for inexpensive at the Dollar Tree. So how about all of you guys? Let me know down in the comments section. How are all of you doing? I know that some of you have written into me about some struggles you're having in your own families and lives, some surgeries and different things like that that are going on. And you guys have definitely been in my prayers. Hope that all of that is proceeding the way that it should for you. I know health issues can certainly be scary and very concerning, as they have been for me the last couple of weeks. And it's never fun when your body feels all out of kilter and out of whack. It can be a scary thing. So you guys have certainly been in my thoughts and prayers. Seems like a lot of people are just kind of going through right now. Different issues, whatever they may be. I heard yesterday about another shooting that's happened at a movie theater in Germany, I believe it was, that I read. And just to tell you, so much turmoil in the world. That's why I thought that it might be fun just to sit down with you guys and do this little chit-chatty, get ready with me, and kind of bring some positivity maybe. Talk a little bit about some good things happening. We are enjoying our summer here. It's been hot though the last couple weeks. Usually for us, hitting about April, it gets very hot here in Florida. Usually it cranks its heat up a lot sooner in the year, but this year, wow, I mean, you know, we're already almost at the 4th of July, and it's really only begun the last few days to get unbearably hot. And even inside the house, you know, like the air just can't work hard enough to keep things cooled down. So kind of getting a late start to it this year, and I gotta say, honestly, that's really been kind of a nice change, because for us here in Florida, I tell you, whew, sometimes it can be absolutely unbearable the way that the heat comes in on us, but that's been a little nice. We're actually looking at, I think we've got a gentleman, well, I know we've got a gentleman coming today who's going to be giving us an estimate on a new air unit. I think part of what we have figured out that's been going on with us, and you look there, I wanted to start in reverse this time and totally forgot to start with my eyebrows first, so we're just going to have to go back and try to do that now that I've got the product on there. See, it doesn't always work to try something new. It throws you completely off. Anyway, I think we figured out that some of the mold issues we're experiencing right now is coming from this unit that is just too old. It's been here, oh my goodness, even before we came. And no, actually, I take that back. We did get this unit after we purchased this house. So this unit has probably been here now, wow, couldn't even tell you. I guess that was about 2004. So this unit's probably been here now about 12 years, I suppose, but all of the duct work that's underneath the trailer, and there is some leaking under there. The termite man tells us when he comes that he's feeling air that's escaping down under there, and so that's not a good thing. But anyway, all of that duct work is 30 years old, and you guys know when you're in a mobile home especially that things like that just typically don't last like that long. And so I think that's where, because of the way that condensation builds up around ductwork and all that good stuff, I think we've got some mold issues that's built up in there. And yes, we have had them come out and actually do duct cleaning, but even their machines can only get a certain point. They just can't get all the way back in those ducts the way that you need them to. So we're going to have them come and give us an estimate. Our co-op down here for our power, not sure how it works for some of you other ones, because not every power company is a co-op like ours is. But ours is a co-op. And because of that, they're member owned, which means all of us who pay our bills kind of own stock in the company. And because of that, they have extraordinary loan programs that they do from time to time, helping people to upgrade their energy efficiency in their homes. And they will help you get a new unit if they feel, after looking at the estimate from the companies and stuff like that, that it is really going to benefit as far as the economics of conservation. They will help you to get the unit by giving you a loan, and then they tack that amount of your payment onto your electric bill each month. But what we have discovered, because I actually used to work there years ago before we had the kids, is that while I was working there, all the evidence came back that just about everyone who had gone through that procedure lowered their energy efficiency so much that the amount they were now paying for the loan, they didn't see an increase in their electric bill because they had decreased that much energy use, if you follow what I'm saying. They decreased the energy usage, and so the amount of their electric bill just stayed the same, and it was as if there was no burden at all for that. Matter of fact, you guys, I think I'm going to do the foundation first so that then I don't get the foundation over these eyebrows. So we're just going to do everything all backwards today. Is that okay? I'm going to be using this Itay again. I love this powder foundation for quick days like this. But at any rate, that's what we're looking at. If they can help us to do that, and we can get that unit installed in here without much more of a burden, because I tell you, our finances right now are just so stretched to the brim that adding on an extra monthly payment would be impossible. But if it can all work out with our electric bill like we're hoping, then we can go that route, get the loan through them, and then it'll pay itself off by decreased energy usage. The way that we have redone the home over the last couple of years, we have put in all new windows. Of course, you guys know that story. And so we do have what now would be considered a double pane window that is energy efficient, that stops down on the leakage of air around your windows. And when we had to tear the ceiling out to put the new ceiling up, we also buffed that insulation up as well. So now, all the insulation that's up in the rafters are the thickest that you can get. I think it was RW30, I want to say, on the two ends of the house. But then in the middle, of course, where we have that cathedral ceiling, it couldn't be quite that thick. I think that might be a RW14 or however that goes. But at any rate, we've got all that new thicker insulation in. We've got the new doors in. And so all of that definitely helps with the energy efficiency-ness of your home. So we're hoping now the last thing really to correct is going to be the air leakage that's happening around all that ductwork underneath the house. And we should see a definite, we've already seen a decrease in our bills over from one summer to the next since we've done this other work. So no doubt that continuing these steps is definitely helping with conserving the energy and all that good stuff. So that's kind of where we are right now and what's happening around here today. Hopefully those prices will be something that we'll be able to do, and that electric company will be able to help us out and get us rolling. And I think really we do have some more issues under the house with some of the insulation that is around that ductwork holding the mold from all that condensation. But obviously, if we get the new unit, that will all be taken care of at the same time. And I really think that we're going to see some drastic change at that point. Because all of us right now, my husband's been complaining about it in his chest again, and the kids are having a few sinus issues. So this is definitely the next step that we feel we need to take as far as all the mold remediation and trying to help us out in that area, and then hopefully we'll be on the right track. I tell you though, guys, it's been such a long, tedious process, and it really wouldn't have been such the long process, I suppose, had the money been there, because you know, you have to work in stages. The safest thing for us to have been would have been to move out while we were doing all of this, but of course, sometimes the easiest thing isn't the feasible thing. When you have nowhere else to go, you just have to stay there and plug away at it little by little. So yes, we have lived here. We've quarantined off different parts of the house as we've worked. And in case you're wondering, this is the Brow Wiz from Anastasia. This is a little bit slower process than whenever I use my brush and shadows, but I like the look of it much better, much more precise. And I have had a request come in to show you guys how I fill in my brows, especially for older women, and that video will be coming up very soon. Never thought that I was that good at it, but I have had requests come in and thought, well, if you guys have been enjoying it, then I'll show you how I do it up close and personal. I used this beautiful hot pink one from the Fergie collection. This one was called Brush with Danger. This is that beautiful hot pink. Not sure, let's see how pigmented this is. Oh yeah, I barely tapped that in there and look at all that color. Be real careful with these, you guys, because they are really strongly pigmented. It's very pretty though. I like that pink. So far, everything that we've gotten from this Fergie line we have been happy with. Haven't found any product yet that we didn't like. So that's good if you're going to spend your money. Even if it is only $1, you still want to make sure that it's a pretty good quality that you're going to enjoy and not feel like you're just throwing dollars out the window. I think that's one of the bad things that happens with a lot of people that get addicted to this Dollar Tree stuff, is that they see the word dollar and they automatically think it's a better value when it's really not. And they also see the word dollar and think, well, if I don't like it, it was only $1. But you know what, guys? Those dollars add up very quickly if there are multiple products that you're not enjoying. So don't just throw the money away just because you feel like it was only $1. I've heard so many people say that recently on their videos. Well, if I don't like it, it was only $1. And sometimes that's true if it's an occasional thing, but when you get in the habit of doing that, okay, now we're going to use the Rose Champagne Glow. This is one of the highlighters, the only one we've been able to find so far. We're still on the look for the other highlighters. Not really seeing that one show up too good. Let me move to a different brush and see what we can make happen. Yep, that's it's a real soft glow. Not anything real. If you rub it on your finger a lot, then you can get a pretty good look off of there, but you got to really rub it hard. Not sure how well this brush is really picking that up to go right on top of those cheekbones. It's a pretty soft glow. If you're going for just a little soft glow, this will definitely do the trick. If you don't want your face to be in people's faces, then this is the one you're going to like. It's pretty. Alright, I'm also going to try this. It's the cream eyeliner in, well, I can't read it. It's something grape. Don't have my glasses on, you guys. It's the pretty purple one. It comes with the little applicators. Some of you already have these, but already I can tell you, opening that up, that cream eyeliner down there is cracked right in half. Not sure if the camera is going to pick that up for you guys, so hopefully this is going to work. Let's just see. The little applicator they give you is actually very, ooh, yeah, that is nice. Very nice and creamy. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to build that up, not really to a wing, just a little thicker on this outside and not go all the way across today like I usually do. Just to kind of deepen that purple there in the corner. That's beautiful. Now I don't know how these are going to last because we haven't used them yet, but goes on nice and creamy, very pretty, and definitely a huge pop of purple. Very pretty. It's very soft cream. This is not a gel, it is a cream, so keep that in mind when you're using it. Not sure how well it's going to dry, how smudge proof it'll be because it is a cream. And you could always go on top of this and set it with a purple powder if you wanted to. It would probably give it a little bit of longevity throughout the day. This I'm going in just with my Palladio gel liner. Want to know that it's just going to last me all day where I don't have to keep worrying about it, because there is nothing more frustrating than being out and about and busy. I don't like to pull mirrors out of my purse constantly. Not one of those that's so overly worried about my appearance that I probably would even think of that anyway, if that makes sense to you. So I like a product that's going to stay in place, at least give me several hours of running around to do what I need to do without having to worry about reapplying makeup. So we'll just have to see how that goes with that. Alright, and now I'm going to try the mascara that we found from Wet n Wild. I've heard good reports and bad reports about this. Can't remember exactly what this one's called. I've already thrown the packaging, but I love the curved wand, so we'll just have to see what that's going to do. Other people that I've seen wear this and use this are not real happy with it. They say it's a super wet formula and that it's not waterproof and that it's coming off quickly with a good cry or even getting caught in the rain. And I just can't have that, you guys, because I am one of those people that I cry at the drop of a hat. A sappy thing comes over the radio or whatever, you can bet there's going to be some tears in my eyes. Plus, with these allergies right now, I have one of my eyes waters constantly. So if this isn't a waterproof deal, it's probably not going to work for me too good. But we're just going to try it. I want to see how it's going to look anyway. Well, this one that I have is not wet at all, you guys. As a matter of fact, it's going on very, very dry. So I don't know if the one that I got is just an older one. It's been sitting there a while. Or what, but it's definitely not wet. It's a real light coverage for that first coat right there. Doesn't seem to be extremely black either. So if you guys like a real dark black lash, not sure how well this one's going to build up. But I do like that it does not appear to be clumpy right now. We'll just have to give it a second coat and see what happens. This doesn't look like it would be too bad for a little light mascara. You just have a little bit of running around to do and you don't really care that your lashes look super thick. Then it would work for you. Not sure. Just going to have to wait a second and see how it goes. How many of you guys are still on the hunt for these Fergies? I think just about everybody. Do you know our local store still has none of this stuff, you guys? None. Our local store got 0. We happened to find all of ours in the town where we go to church, and then we also found a few more pieces in Gainesville, and we also found a few of the pieces over in St. Augustine. But where we are here in this town, we got none. So I know a lot of you guys probably didn't get any either. And it can be so frustrating when you see all these people getting these great deals and then you go in and your store doesn't have it. Our little store rarely gets the good stuff. But believe it or not, our little store did get the grab bags. So we were able to pick up some of those. Which that was a shock. But usually the new stuff, the new washies or any of that kind of stuff that comes out, I have to get it in the town where we go to church. I'm going to be using this beautiful purple lip gloss from Wet n Wild. This is the Color Icon lip gloss. I believe my daughter told me these were limited edition, and while she was out shopping the other day, she saw it and knows how much I love purple. Oh yes. That is beautiful. It's got just a light lavender glow. It's so shiny. The doe foot on this is very nice, very firm. I don't like using doe foots that move with you too much in that wiggle. And that's one thing that I did find in the Fergie, in the Vicious Varnish. I think I mentioned that to you guys on the swatch video. The doe foot was very flimsy. For $1, it was okay. I could handle it. I'm not sure how much she paid for this one. I want to say this one was right around $3, I want to say she said. But that definitely has a much better applicator. So, but look at that beautiful glow. Love it. So shiny and just a hint of purple. Very, very pretty. So there you go. Just kind of a simple look today. I really enjoyed these products, every single one of them. Those were almost all the Fergie line. I did use a couple other products that weren't in the Fergie collection, but I've really been enjoying everything we found. So hopefully you guys are going to be able to find them too and get you some nice looks for cheap. That's the key. If you can get a nice look for a lot less money, to me, I'm all about that life, you guys. All about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love some of those higher end products, and especially the ones that last all day or have really great color payoff because they stretch. You know, you may pay a little bit more for the product, but when they're real high quality and they give you a lot of color payoff, you don't use as much, and so it lasts you a lot longer. And that's always something you have to take into account, because when you're paying $3 or $4 and you think, wow, this is a much better deal, if the color payoff isn't as good, you're using more, and in the long run you're going to end up spending the same amount of money just over time, if that makes sense to you. So cheap is not always better, but in this case so far I think I'm pretty pleased, pretty happy. I want to thank you guys so much for chit-chatting with me a while today. I will see you soon in the next video.